James Rock School 365. Today, the 5 tips every guitar player should know before they get going into this crazy adventure with guitar. Please subscribe, hit the little bell so you can follow the fun journey on my YouTube channel, weekly content and fun giveaways. So stay tuned, we're going to dig right into the tips. Here we go. Tip 1. I'm going to save the best for last, so stay tuned through the whole video. What is your why? Why do you want to play guitar? I find many students come in and they like guitar, but after talking for a while, they realize they're not too sure until we dig some. And then we find out who they really want to emulate or who they really want to copy or who inspires them. And for me, when I was a kid, I was a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. And that, to me, inspired me and pushed me through the barriers that made me, in times where I would struggle, that it really forced me through those times when I didn't have someone pushing me. I really feel, for me, when I started out, it was important to find the right... it was important to find the right teacher, but nowadays, YouTube, there's a lot of good content out there, and along with my channel, you can literally follow my channel and learn. You can ask questions, which I encourage you to do. Engage yourself, because you will get answers back. But along with that, find out why you want to learn. What is it you're going for? Do you want to be in a band? Do you want to tour the world? This is limitless. It's all up to you. So whatever you want, go for it. The world is your oyster. You can be anything or anyone you want to be. If you want to, be a solo artist, if you want to sing and play and record, totally do it. It literally is limitless. Whatever you want to do. So don't let anyone tell you you have to be in this box, in this shape, in this moment. You can do anything you want. I'm here to tell you there is no limit to music. You can do anything you want. And, I was fortunate enough to have a father that was famous in music, and I got to have him as my hero. And he played a big part in my music, so I knew I could go anywhere I wanted with music. And that's how I ended up in Los Angeles, and I studied over at Musicians Institute, and I get the pleasure of teaching in person at Rockstars of Tomorrow. But, there was a lot of walls I hit through all that. And I didn't just end up there overnight. I hit a lot of hard times, through music. And I knew my why. I wanted to play music. More than anything, that's what I loved. So know your why. Why do you want to do this? Do you want to play, do you love soloing, or whatever it is? Just know why you want to do it, and remember that, so you keep yourself engaged. It's think of it as it should put a smile on your face, like, yeah, that's what I'm going after. And you're not going to get there right away. Learning guitar is an ongoing up and down, ebb and flow kind of thing. You're gonna see progress, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna see more progress, and you're gonna do this. But just know it's not a linear, straight line. You're gonna learn some, and then you're gonna feel like you're going backwards. And you're gonna learn a bunch, and you're gonna feel like you're going backwards. But if you stay on your path, you will get to where you're going. But just know, music, you'll never end. Music is, you're creating. So being a creator, you're learning an art, but you're also creating. So you never truly get there, right? You're just going to get to a new level each time. And you're going to eventually get to where you enjoy what you're creating. And everyone around you enjoys that also. So that handles tip 1. Tip 2. What do we practice, and how do we become effective while we practice? A big part of getting better at guitar and using our time wisely is having a schedule. I strongly suggest whoever you work with, if you have a teacher, someone online, whoever that may be, you have a schedule that you have set every day to where you execute. So say you're working 15 minutes to 30 minutes every day, and you sit down, you do it at the same time every day, and you execute your practice sessions. Now, a big thing I used to do, where I used to fail, is I would sit down, play things I was good at, and think I was actually practicing, when all reality, I'm just noodling. I'm not getting any better. I'm just kind of rehearsing the things I already know. To me now, knowing more, when you practice things that sound good, it's really just rehearsing. When you're playing things and they don't sound that great, that's more of practicing. So that's a real easy way to kind of go, well, this kind of sounds good. And you need to kind of self-correct yourself as you're going. And you have to be honest with yourself. And if you really want to see that growth, that, that launch into that growth, at the beginning too. If you're learning chords, am I squeezing hard enough? If you're checking yourself on all that, there's things that you want to, like I say, you need to write it down, have a piece of paper, have it in front of you, and just go through the checklist. And listen, all this can't just be A, B, C, D, E. It also needs to be fun and engaging. So you have to be, at the end of the day, if you want to be effective, you also have to be enjoying it. And like I say, pick a song you like. You don't need to worry about reading music. I'm going to be the first to tell you, don't worry about it. It doesn't really matter to play guitar at the beginning. And if you want to read and be in sessions or in the orchestra later on, do it later. But that's another subject. But listen, get a schedule, have someone help you with it. If you need help, I'm probably going to do a video later on it. And just get a schedule and do it daily, and until it is natural for you, till you build that habit to where you're practicing every day. Even if you were to sit there and practice as much as you could, and even if you just do the best you can, if it's 10 minutes a day, and then Google. Google is an amazing source for finding information. It is the source we all use. Practice schedules, boom, it'll probably help you. So that is all I have for tip 2. You need a practice schedule, and that is the beginning of being effective. And if you start that, you can always critique it. But just remember, you got to fail at something to get good at something. So be okay with being bad. Be okay with being average at it to get good at it. All right, that's all for tip 2. Tip 3, what kind of guitar should you buy? Oh my God, this topic never ends. And the reality is, both. You need all of them. Especially if you're gonna play a rhythm guitar, acoustic guitar, or rather soloing guitar. If you're gonna play country music, you're gonna need them both. I personally would think the best kind of guitar to start out with would be an acoustic guitar. If you like lead guitar, I would say start out with an acoustic guitar. Strum on some chords for the first couple months. See if you like it. Then, if that is something you love and you're digging on it, make the reward an electric guitar. Because then you're more invested in the idea of having an electric guitar. Because an electric guitar, you got to get an amp, a cord. There's all these extra things that, there's a lot more to it. So I firmly would suggest, an acoustic to start. When I started, I was deeply in love with music. I kind of just was born into music. So I don't even think I owned an acoustic guitar. I was just straight into electric Guitarville with the big old whammy bar and the thing going out of tune. And I didn't know how to tune it, and I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have any way of. For me, it was all trial and error, and I just did the best I could. But for people just starting out trying to find their voice, I would say in general, because this is a hard thing to cover in just a general form, I would say use an acoustic unless you are certain you love to do soloing, you love to do certain things on guitar that you can only do on an electric, and you are for certain you want to do that. And if you don't know, message me. You can go to my Instagram, Jeremy's Rock School 365, and I will help you. And I would love to. So that is tip 3. That's it for that. Tip 4. We are going to talk about a metronome. Well, and tuning. I'm kind of splitting tip 4 into 2 things. You need to know how to tune your guitar. I have a tuning video. I'll have a link right above me. You need to go check it out. And you need to make sure you can tune your guitar. Just know the strings. E, A, D, G, B, E. Eddie, 8, dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. So we have fifth string, E. Next string, A. Third string, in from this side. D, G, B, E. Eddie, 8, dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Now you have tuners like this that are just readouts. And then there's a tuner on, you can use whatever. I'm not endorsed by any of these tuners. You can use the tuner on, if you have like an iPhone or Android, there's a Guitar Tuna app. It works great. But yeah, any way you can get your guitar in tune, you need your guitar in tune to play chords so it sounds somewhat normal. So I suggest any type of tuner to help you. The next thing we really need to talk about, and I see no one using these, is a metronome. It is imperative you use one. So I will break the simplest, I guess I don't know how to say this. I will break the simplest way of using one, I guess you could say, down. So what I'm going to do is break down 2 chords, and I'm going to put a metronome on at 100 beats per minute. I literally, in Google, I just type metronome in. And it pulls up a little BPM thing here. And it says that there's like 100 BPM, and there's like a little slider you can adjust the BPM, if you can see here. And I'm just going to hit play. When I was in music school, I used the metronome so much, my ears was always clicking. I could always click, click, click. It drove me crazy, right? But this will help you play and switch chords so you switch in time. The hardest struggle for beginning guitar players is getting to the next chord on time. So what I want you to do is work on your chords, but I want you to play each chord, so whatever chords you can play. So say you can play E, G, and D. So we'll do each chord 4 beats. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, E. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Back to E. It's like a drum machine. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's great for switching. It's great for keeping time, so you're actually paying attention to something else. You're not right? You're not just like lost in playing chords whenever you want, which happens. So you got to have the chords down, and if you're too worried about getting there on time, what you can do, check this out. Say you're on 4 beats on the E minor chord. 2, 3, 4, and you can't get there in time. Watch this, strum it 1 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I left after the first beat. I went to that chord right away. 2, 3, 4. And I just switch and I get that chord ready for the downbeat of the next strum. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So I'm preparing for the downbeats. So those are clean, and once those are clean and you're getting to them, your hand will eventually build the dexterity needed to play the chords in time. Also, I have a video on doing finger exercises. Go follow that and use a metronome to it. And all it is quarter notes. Go check it out. That handles tip 4. And last but not least, tip 5 is coming. I'm excited for it. Tip 5. This is the last tip. I don't want to let you go, but this is an important tip. Have fun. Enjoy the process. It's a lifelong process. I'm still learning myself. But the thing that keeps me going is having a good support team, good people around me, people that know more than me. The journey of music isn't over once you leave school, once you graduate of college, once you leave a lesson. It's a continual learning thing. You're always learning from each other. So putting yourself around other musicians, finding a band, having little landmarker goals that we were talking about, having fun, enjoying the process, laughing off the mistakes you make, because it's music. It's supposed to be enjoyed, not fretting the small stuff. Finding that mentor that really inspires you to enjoy the path. There's enough seriousness. Make your music time fun time. And I know I talk about practice schedule and effectiveness, but you also need to find that time to enjoy this, That's why I'm able to maintain, for myself, an enjoyable time with music. And I'm able to inspire a lot of kids because I love it. I love what music does for people. It literally will change your life in ways you will never know. Like in all kinds of positive ways. It will make you a completely different person in such amazing ways. It impacts people in beautiful ways. So I encourage you, get a guitar, start practicing, subscribe to my channel. Let me help you. Let me inspire you. Message me on my Instagram, Jeremy's Rock School 365. Leave a comment below. Tell me what works, what doesn't work, what you want a video on. I am here to help you. I've been through everything you on that side of the camera are going through. I know what it's like not to know what it's like. And going, what do I do next? What do I practice? I've been there. I remember my first concert. I went to a Dream Theater concert. You probably don't know who that is. I was in love with that band and I could not play any of their music. And all I wanted to do is know how I go from where I was at to that band, and I never could get there. And I struggled, and I wanted to play like them, but no one could take me there because I couldn't find the right teacher. And that's why I stress the importance of the right teacher for where you're wanting to go. So whatever I can do to help you, let me know. But please have fun, laugh at your mistakes, enjoy the ride, and find people like you to travel this road because it is a lot of fun. And until next time, from my heart to yours,